When you become part of the A-Tray Gangsters, did you run across any of your childhood friends from when you lived on Hillcrest?
Let me tell you something. Man, it's this guy named Joe Jackson. I've been trying to track this guy down. He was the king of school. He was next to me at the graduation class when we performed on stage. Strangest thing happened here. The day before I joined the gang, this guy robbed me at the gate. I came through the gate, I had a dime for milk in my coin pocket where I thought I had a good stash spot because my pants were so motherfucking tight. My mother had just made some bullshit. Anyway, I pushed through the gate, dude at the gate, getting his taxes, patting people down. He said, let me get a nickel. I said, I ain't got no money. He said, all I find I can have, because that was like the saying back then, all I find I can have. So I said, yeah, man, all you find you can have. He started patting my pockets, but he couldn't feel nothing. That fool went right in my coin pocket and found that dime. And he cracked me. Boom! And he didn't even have to crack me. See, that's what upset me. I would have paid my tithe. But now you crack me. That's personal. So you cracked me, right? Boom. So I went down, lip busted, money gone, robbed and assaulted. Next day I joined the gang. Took me 2 years to see this dude. He went from no gang, but in 2 years I had excelled so many fucking fathoms towards the bottom in this gang world that I wasn't even the same person when I seen him in 8th grade. Because that shit happened in 6th. And I walked through the gate and there he was. That fucking Henry Clay. Way down there on 123rd. And I walked through the gate and I got on him. Right there. Got on him. And I just threw the whole bottom teeth out. I mean, I took my time, man. But he assaulted this dude. Because I was so maniacal by that time. I had so much anger. So much hatred. And then this dude, all that had happened to me as a consequence of what this dude did. If he had took my dime, honestly, on the set, on everything I loved. If this dude had just robbed me and took the dime because I said I didn't have it, I lied. Okay, you found it, I'm gone. If you had just did that, I would have been cool. I probably wouldn't even joined the set the next day. I wouldn't have had that built up anger. I already had been curious. I had been writing Crip here and there. You know what I mean? But I really wasn't really like from no set. It was just this amorphous Crip thing. That when I see the homies, they would say, hey, little nigga. And I was like, hey.
Tell me about Raymond Potts.
Raymond Potts was a small man. Dark. Kind of hunched over. But he was a serious gunfighter. He was a serious Crip. He was a gangster like a motherfucker. That motherfucker there was a Crip through and through. He's probably the focal motor, the original Rollin 60s Crip. He from the Dinkers to that is him. He was that. They gathered around him. T-Bone, Black Bobby, KC, Baldhead Bobby. They all functioned around like Loose Booty.
When you say Dinkers, you talking about the Dinker Crips?
Yeah, Dinker Crips. Yeah, Dinker Crips. The Dinker Boys was a little bit up further on between 74th and Florence. We wiped them out. Well, we didn't wipe them out. We just gave them ultimatum. Like Took used to do. Took will walk up on you. You might be from, say, the Rebel Rousers, the gang that preceded the Harlems, the original Harlem Crips. It was the Rebel Rouser. And Took will walk up to you, him and his group, and say, is it Crip or what? Is it Crip or what? And or what means we're going to get down right here, because you're going to get down or you're going to lay down. And if you lay down, you're going to stay down. That's the rules. It was just dog eat dog. And in this environment, might is right. I don't give a fuck who you know, who your sister is. It's more of us than you. Might is right. Of course, might is usually never right. Because it's all about this. Now, and that's bullshit too. I never killed nobody with this. I always kill somebody with a gun. The guns work fine. Gun control where I live means hitting your target. That's gun control.
When the beef started, 8 trays and 60s, was you in communication with Tookie?
No.
So you don't know how he felt about that war?
Let me tell you what happened, ironically. I got captured February 79. Took got captured March 79. The last time I saw him was January 79. Last time I saw him. I didn't see him in jail, none.
When did you
get until 86 in San Quentin. When he was on death row, he would come through East Block when I was in the shoot.
So, tell me about my guy, Odie Shaw, rest in peace.
You know, I had the unfortunate lot of being accused of shooting Odie Shaw. And it came down to this, man. They called us slipping one time. I tell you, I hadn't even heard of him. All bullshit aside until this particular day. But him and another cat pushed by. It was 3 of us. They threw, we threw. They left. So I called the homies from the original West, Big Side, Winding Baycott, rest in peace, both of them. I called them, they come down, boom. By the time they come down, now it's 2 carloads of them now. They come down 69. Fool hang out. Oh. I said, that motherfucker got a gun. That fool had an AR-15. But this dude Odie driving. Dude hanging out the window though, another dude. So we jump in, Baycott shit. Now it's a high-speed chase, but through the hood. Now fool hanging out, but he ain't busting. Now I'm bent down the back seat, and we just, and just so happened, right, we go across Dinker, it was 2 motorcycle police giving somebody tickets. And we went by and fool still hanging out the window with the AR-15, but he ain't clacking. So we just pulled over. Now the motorcycle police after them, right? Whoop. They get to the corner of Western, they wreck. Boom. The homie Twinkie jump out. Boom. Run up there. Twinkie grabbed the, Twinkie jump in their car, grabbed the AR-15, tried to get away with it. The helicopter grabbed him. Go to jail for that. Anyway, a couple days later, Odie sitting in the car on 65th and Halldale. Somebody come through him and Mary Potts sitting in the car. Somebody come through, clack, shoot Odie. They said it was me. So I go to jail for that. But 3 days later, it's the DA reject. I get out. Then I go right back for killing a guy they said I killed named D.C. Thomas. Me and Rayford get a sidewinder and get arrested for that murder. We go in for 3 days, get out, DA reject. The point I'm making about that is, on that side too, we all knew each other. So when I see you, you can't deny that I know where you're from. And you can't deny that you know where I'm from. But when I see Big Fee, or I see Potface, or I see Bobo, or I see any one of them cats, Joe Rat, even Ace Rat, it was like, what's up, homie? How you doing? What's up? They were kidding, right? You all right? But other cats, it's on. Like Lil Rock, Shyster, Mumbles. These they gunners, this, you know, so I'm on the front line. This is who I'm hunting. Key to Rock. These dudes are fucking. We didn't start getting on Pretty Boy till much, much later.
Now, when I was young, yes, I had a lot of gun battles when I was young. And me and Monsta used to shoot each other frequently. And one time we was at the park one time, and we caught each other, and we just started just throwing rounds at each other, broad daylight. The whole park picked up their shit and started running. We running out the back of the park shooting at each other. Then we ended up on Western, right in the 80s, a broad daylight shootout, me, Monster, Rayford, some of the homies, on foot. We didn't even go in the car. Broad daylight, 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon. You know, and it's amazing how you could have got away with a lot of gun battles back then, but you can't pull that shit now.
So why was it some was green light, some wasn't?
It's because of how we grew up. Because really, we knew deep in our heart the war was bullshit. Deep in our heart, man, come on, man, how the fuck this happened? Come on, homie, I be wearing your corduroys, you wear my Levi's. How the fuck this, how we get to this?
When do you first land in YA?
I got to YA in 1982. I got captured in 81 for a robbery that me and Crazy D got captured for. Me and D was on top of the hit list for the pigs, top of the crash list. They looking for us all the time for something. So we was the go-to guys to get off the street. You get these two dudes, they gonna move you up in rank. You get these two dudes, these dudes will respect you. You get these two dudes, you have less problems from these other guys. You feel me? These is the motors right here. But we was handed the ignition from someone else, but we just picked it up and ran with it. Us two. That's the difference. But yeah.
Walk me through your first time going to 4800.
I went 4800 early, man. I went 4800 the same year they created it. You know, after Heron, rest in peace, man, was jumped on by the pigs.
Explain what 4800 is.
Well, 4800 was actually just a regular module on the 4,000 floor. They kept people in there who was in transit, moving from here to there. It was just a dump little spot right next to the kitchen, 4,000 floor. And
County Jail.
Yeah, and then just so happens that at that time, I guess the pigs on the street had been doing sweeps and shit, and there was accumulation of Crips in the module, something like 12 or something. And when you put 12 Crips in the module, whether they're from Compton, Long Beach, Watts, or Compton, South Central, you know, that's a predator ass fucking beehive, right? And so they got to go out and get it. That's just instinctual. So it's the territorial imperative.
How many tiers was it in 4800?
Oh, excuse me, yeah. The 4800 set up like you would think any pig observation unit would be set up. There's in the center there's a gangway, but it's encased in like concrete at waist level, and then on top of the concrete there's a panel where the pigs can walk inside this little groove and observe the tier at second tier level. There's 4 tiers: Abel, Baker, Denver, and no, Abel, Charlie, Baker, and Denver. Four, right?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. Four men on the bottom, 4 on top, 6 men on the bottom. So that's how big the module was. Approximately 250 people can fit inside one of these modules. So this day, it had been accumulation of about 12 Crips, 13 Crips had gone together. They had different areas of the city. They had landed all there in transit, and they went to chow, and they seen one of their cohorts, one of the comrades, one of the good brothers, one of the G's from Spooktown, Compton, Acacia Block, Heron, and no, I believe here in Spooktown, yeah, and he's the G, and he got beat up by the pigs. He was all swole up, so the homies was upset. They were feeling the way. They was feeling like that, as they should. So when he went to chow that day, they created a situation. One of them reached across the table and grabbed one of the big buckets they were using for ice and water and all that, and threw it, and the whole thing tumbled, almost as if it's slow motion. Because once this dude got hit with this motherfucker, if it did hit him, it's on with these dudes. After I throw it, that's it. And it hit him, hit that pig, and they jumped up on the table and created a rebellion right there. Took the 4,000 floor chow hostage and began demands. While they began demands, and the pigs said that they were right, and they were men, and that they'd take care of it, and that you have the absolute right to resist because the air conditioner is off. The air conditioner? Are you fucking crazy, you son of a bitch? Listen, they were next door cleaning that module out, 4800. So when they brought them 12 to 13 Crips out, they made them come out naked. They beat them and ushered them into the 4800 and made 4800 the Crip module. They gave them gray jumpsuits. visits, they had to be escorted on a chain like slaves. Every other prisoner in the jail wearing blue jumpsuit, the Crips wear gray. So in no time, there were 250 Crips teaming at the gates. Barbarians, for sure. Right at the gates, literally.
Trying to get it who?
Each other. And so it began with me there, the organized crime mentality. Because it really wasn't revolutionary yet. It was organized crime still. It was, I started saying, damn, I had been, I think I was having like an epiphany. Because like I said, I had been introduced through Tookie and them, through y'all antics, through y'all culture as a Crip, before sets would even, like, you know what I mean? There were cliques, but there weren't sets. You feel me? And so then when my set became, it was like, that gave me a reason to set trip. You feel me? And the more you put a label in front of you, the more you'll cling to it as not only strength, but as a excuse. Why you don't have to do nothing. Or he might be a Crip, but he's from such and such a hood. Or yeah, he a Crip, but I don't fuck with them dudes. Or yeah, he a Crip, but he ain't no gangster. Or he from neighborhood. But see, the thing is, when the 60s would be at the parties with us, and we'd be at the party with the Hoovers, and we'd be hollering our hood, it wasn't no antagonistic contradiction there. The contradiction was pliable. Yes, you from 60s and I'm from Trade and you from Hoover. But we all Crips. That's the strongest point. You feel me? These exist inside this Crip. That's what makes this shit so fucking hard. And you can't dance like me, fool. You start walking, and I mean, it's friendly competition. But then, when friends become enemies, it's dangerous because you know, man, I know this dude. I ate at his house. Now y'all want to go shoot this dude's house up? And his mother's in there. I mean, shit like that. You know, dilemmas. You start running across. When you see this dude, you know this dude's name just came up in some of your homie shit. That he might have been involved on somebody got killed. And you see him. But you and this dude grew up from the sandbox. And you just let him pass. It's just like, war is elastic, man. It's politics are elastic. Love is elastic. That shit, it stretches. And it accommodates. You know what I mean? Like when the crack epidemic came, and we went from being broke and piecing up on a court, and having a stolen car, getting $2 or $3 worth of gas, and somebody's legitimate car to drive all day, or having a stolen car. We went from that to having an abundance of shit. And so the homies who had the most, the homies who didn't have, were gonna rob them. So they didn't come around. So when they didn't come around, the homies who didn't have nothing to it, the homies abandoned them. Now they really after them. But the homies who are balling will unite with anybody from any hood that got the same amount of money as them. Because then at that level, it ain't about the war. It's about the war on poverty. But it's a Ponzi scheme. Because they ain't kicking nothing back down. They going further up. And will close the door and weld it shut on you. Dudes you grew up with. That money, when the money came, it created classism. It created capitalism in the hood. It created an economic disparity that wasn't just between adults and youth. Like when I was young, only adults could be in the drug game. There wasn't no young dealers. Everybody, you had to buy your commercial weed, 4-finger bags in the wax bag with all the seeds from an adult. You know what I mean? It wasn't no kids running around with coke in their pocket or heroin in their pocket or pills. It wasn't like that. And then certain areas got certain drugs. I'm so glad that in my area, heroin didn't come through there. All right, that's it. All right.
You know Big Rebo, right?
Sir, I don't know who you are.
What other Crips were on the yard with you back then? Any household names?
Doc from Harlem. James Miller from Harlem Godfather. Monster Kody with his crazy ass.
Wasn't there yet back then.
Lil Fee.
Big Rebo from Parc Village.
Man, listen. Let me tell you something. if ever there is a Crips Crip, no flair, no gimmicks, no additives, no preservatives, all fucking natural. It's fucking Rebo. Look, man, look. Let me tell you how bold, how honest, how serious he is. Like I was talking earlier about fanatics, true believers. We in the Crip module, this fanatical ass 4-tier module. Four people in the top tiers sales. There's 18 sales on the top tier, 18 sales on the bottom, or something like that. 12 sales. 4 men on the top, 4 on the bottom. All young 18-year-old, 19-year-old. At this time, this is 84, I was 21. I was 19, 22, 20 turned 21. I got out that year. I got out in 84. I got out white in 1984. And I got to shoot out with Lil Fee. And that case that he's in jail already been committed already. I believe we had to shoot out. He ended up getting captured with a strap. I ended up getting captured for that shootout because 3 people got shot. So I ended up in the module. So I'm in the module with Big Eddie Boy, Lil Fee, Big Snoop, Fred Hill. It was Gang 60s there, right? It was like about. It was enough of them to be a menace. I say 12 or 14. So they was there. And Horse was there. Fee's criming. There was a little cat named Gator there. And little Gator, it was all gang writing in the cell, so I came up with a marker. And I told, and Gator, well, he was younger than me, but it wasn't nobody said tripping or nothing. And he said, hey, Monster, let me use that marker, man. I said, man, don't fuck my marker up, Gator. I said, you fuck my marker up, I'm gonna knock you out. And everybody started laughing, they thought I was playing. And I kind of was, but I said it. And then I you know, at that age, you can't pull nothing back. So anyway, he takes my marker and he breaks it open and strikes up all on his wall. So at China that next day and he gives it back, it's dry. So we walking down the tier, I turn around and I get off on him, boom! And I knock him down. But he don't go out, but he don't want to get back up. So the next day, they bring Lil Fee back from High Power. Now he charged with the 4 murders. Now he didn't say with Big Crazy Pope and Rebo and some other cat. So when I walk by going to showers, Lil Fee said, hey cuz, what's this about you knocking out my little homie? So I look at Lil Fee, man, this motherfucker is just like a fucking reptile. I mean, that's the only way I can describe him. Even then, before I had the articulation to describe him as a reptile, the dude looks like a cold-ass reptile. I mean, like, and I mean that in an evil, I'm not in a put-down way. I mean, he just looks like, I mean, like, in a minute he's gonna go like this. I mean, his eyes are cold in his expression. He had them light-colored eyes. He had that pointy nose. I said, this motherfucker is fucking reptile. It was crazy, right? So anyway, I said, look, I said, hey, homie, this is 84. I said, hey, I did all the riding I'm gonna do on your hood. I ain't even tripping on that. So his little piece said, yeah, I done did some riding too. So then Rebo stepped up. He in the cell with Lil Fee. And Lil Fee looking at me, I'm looking at him. And Rebo get inside Lil Fee's head and say, right in his set out his head, he said, what that A-Tray gangster like? He said, got right in my face, but I'm on the other side of the bar and he say, "What that Rollin 60 lie? You motherfuckers just tripping, cuz." He went on a cold Crip thing on us, right? And it was pride holding us up, like we didn't want to look at each other, but that shit was hitting us, that fool Rebo. So that's when I first really started taking notice of it. That this dude is like a fucking wild ass Southern preacher with this shit. This dude is a Crip, right? So, all right, I'm in the cell with Killer from 107, who at that time, he was in good standings, and he was a member of the CCO. So him and Rebo used to talk.
I didn't join nothing. I didn't need to.
And I noticed that the other CCOs in the unit, there's about 13 of them, no, about 9. They all looked at Rebo with respect too, and they treated him, you know what I mean? But what I didn't know is that there's always trouble in paradise. When you look at something, listen, when a fine woman walks into a room, the first thing you have to tell yourself is somebody's already tired of that. Same thing with anything else. Every big man ain't strong. Every closed eye ain't sleep. Deception. It's the center of war.
Was Rebo CCO?
No, Rebo belonged to a group that preceded CCO. You gotta understand at that time, like when Raymond would hit the joint, or Movie Star, and these cats, it was still about the Black Liberation Movement. And so at that time, you know, it was about you being down with this blackness. And then anything contrary to that, you know, or that wasn't paying tribute to that, then you had to stop doing that, or you just be antagonistic with that, and then you didn't know where they was coming from. So the homies, that cripping was just so hard, they said, "Fuck it, black coats." And they went underground. And because they wear these black windbreakers that they were selling at Tracy or giving away at Tracy, and homies, but they all knew who each other was. And these was G's, our G's. But they were keeping the spirit alive, keeping it alive in the sea of antagonism. And then the Vanguards came. And then that was like the thing to be, because this was the new groove, to roll back that old stale thing that y'all was calling the Black Liberation Movement, but y'all was really just gangsters. You know what I mean? In fact, y'all stabbed Raymond. You know, and things like that. So it created the antagonism. And then, when the guy who is now the Supreme Commander came to prison, he was a Crip himself. Came from the juvenile tank. That's Kenny Carter. And so when he became the Supreme Commander of Black Liberation Vanguard in prison, he lifted the ban on Crips and said, let them be who they want to be. And when they flooded out, he couldn't believe and understand how much he had been down since '72. The Crips didn't start, according to Tookie, on the west side until '71. '71. So Eddie Haythorne and Kenny Carter caught their case as East Side Crips in '72. So one of these dudes becomes the Supreme Commander of the Vanguard group. He lifts the ban. Crips start flooding out. Like, who is all these people? These dudes is the Crips.